אוקיי, אז יאללה, מוכנים, כולם. אז, the 7 בניינים. למה? Why are we here? Many of my students keep asking me, מה אתם רוצים? What do you want from us? 7 בניינים, 3 root letters. This is not engineering. Just let us know the meaning of this verb, just like any other word, and we'll keep practicing it. Write it, speaking it. Eventually, it's gonna stick. My agenda for Hebrew, but especially for Hebrew verbs, is that the more you lean on your knowledge, the better you'll be able to use it. And once you learn a new verb, immediately you get like a whole package, a whole family of verb, words, things you will be able to recognize and know without leaning on your memory. It's like teaching an 8-year-old that 4 times 5 is 20. He can sing it, he can write it 100 times, eventually he will know it. But if you will explain the general concept, if you tell him you need to count the 5s 4 times, then he will be able to do it with any 2 numbers you give him. It may take him days, he may get confused and get the wrong answer, but he has the knowledge to be able to do it. And the same with Hebrew. So the 7 binyanim are a big pain, but this is also an upside because once you get the concept, you got it. You don't need only to memorize, you can use your knowledge. And when conversing with people, even when you don't get 100% each and every word, you will be able to tell yourself, okay, I have absolutely no idea what she is talking about. These Israelis speak so fast. But I know it's about her working place. I know it's about traveling. I know it's about food. And it has a synergetic value. The more you'll be able to blend in without getting so frightened, okay, I have no idea what they're talking about, the more you'll be able to understand the general idea of the conversation. Then you'll be more secure and it's building up. So actually this webinar is all about lizrom, letting things go. Okay, enough said. If any of you have any questions, you can write them to me. I will try to address all the questions at the end of this webinar or personally right after I can send you my answers. So yalla, מוכנים. Okay. The 7 binyanim. So if we take the 7 binyanim, we can address them as active, active, passive, passive, and reflexive, reflexive. Our active group, nice group, nice guys. We have Pa'al, PL, and Hif'il. Passive, people don't like this. Nifal, Pu'al, and Huf'al. And reflexive, Hitpa'el. You probably say, what reflexive means? What do you want? Don't worry, I'm gonna speak about it. So today we're going to review almost all of them. We're not going to address Pu'al and Huf'al, mainly because they're a bit more problematic. They are usually used as adjectives, not as verbs. And as I told you before, we have special courses just for passive groups starting December. Okay, so let's start with these 2 nice guys, Pa'al and PL, just active verbs like in any other language. Pa'al actually is the largest group of verbs in Hebrew. And PL, I like calling it the technological verb because, well, Hebrew is such an ancient language, but it's also very progressed. We have new words and verbs all the time because in the Bible they didn't have internet and Wi-Fi. So we have this Hebrew Academy. They keep thinking and renewing and inventing and advertising new Hebrew words. But the high-tech society don't care about and don't have time for this. So they take words from English mainly and put them inside the PL pattern. So many times you will hear weird verbs which are all about English, like לפקס, to be in focus, or lepadef, to create a PDF file. So I like calling it a technological verb. Many words from English are driven into this pattern and being used in modern Hebrew. Okay, shoresh. Well, we must say something about shoreshim, root. מה זה shoresh? Usually, 3 letters, can be 4 letters. 3 letters of the root are 3 letters that are repeating in the same order in the entire family and conjugation of a specific verb. In its infinitive form, past, present, future, gerund, imperative. So it is super important to be able to recognize the 3 root letters. Additionally, most times the 3 root letters have another meaning as a noun or an adjective. So as I told you before, once you know one verb, you gain like a whole family of verbs, of environment, and it's so much easier to understand conversations this way. So each binyan has its general music pattern. This is a lot to discuss. Our students work with these for months. But in a nutshell, al ktsei hamazleg, each and every binyan has its unique music. Of course, every binyan has its exceptionals and exceptional ways to pronounce things, and the reason for this, I will not be able to speak about it today, but the general 75% of the time will be li, o. Whenever you hear an infinitive form with the sound li, o, you know you're in Pa'al. For example, liz, kor, lin, hog, lil, mod, lich, tov, li, o, you're in Pa'al. So the general pattern of the infinitive form will include lamed, vav, and 3, sometimes 4 root letters. For example, lich, tov. You see the lamed and the vav, they're always there. So what are the 3 root letters? Of course, kaf, taf, and bet. Lil, bosh, li, o. So we have the lamed and the vav, no surprises here. That's the general pattern. And the lamed, bet, and the shin as the 3 root letters. Lil, mod, li, o. We have the lamed and the vav. Okay, we're in pa'al. So what are the 3 root letters? Lamed, mem, and daled. So yalla, quickly, look at these verbs. Let's try together to see what are the 3 root letters. Even if you have no idea what these verbs mean, what are the 3 root letters? You can do it. So lik, ro, li, o. Kuf, reish, and aleph. We have the lamed and the vav. Take them off. You have the 3 root letters. Liz, ko, li, o. Zain, kaf, and reish. Lig, mo, to finish. Gimel, mem, and reish. Lish'ol, to ask. Li-o. Shin, aleph, lamed, and lich, tov, li-o, to write. Kaf, taf, and bet. Sababa. Im yesh shelot, any questions, please write them down. You can also write yourself them and you can send everything to me later on. And bye. Okay, shoresh. Now let's look at the other nice guy. Piel. Le, a, e. It can be a great help if for every group you'll choose for yourselves one verb you feel really comfortable with, so you know how to conjugate it into the present, maybe the past, maybe the future. You can always lean on its music. So whenever you learn a new verb from the same group, immediately you will know how to conjugate it. This is mathematical Hebrew. There's an upside to this headache. Okay? So, le, a, e, the general pattern of piel. Le, a, e, we have this lamed, and then the 3 root letters. So, le, da, ber. Lamed is here, and the 3 root letters are daled, bet, and reish, of course. Le, sa, der, seder Pesach, right? To put things in order. And le, ka, pel, to accept or to receive. Kuf, bet, and lamed. Okay, now atem, kadima. Quickly, maher, you got this. So you have the lameds are part of the pattern, just let them go. And then you have the three root letters. This is super easy. PL is the nicest guy of them all, okay? So, lesaper, to tell. Samech, Pei, and Reish. And Samech, Pei, and Reish is also a book, okay? So, you can gain nouns and adjectives as you go, as you learn new verbs. לחפש, ח' בין שין. לנשק, nun, shin and kuf, to give a kiss. לבקר, to visit. And לשלם. So PL, this nice guy, just take the lamed off and use the three root letters. Okay, so if these are nice guys, why are we spending our time learning about them? Well, we can use them with the other bad guys. It's like when the teacher asking the good guys to help with the bad guys to collaborate. Okay, so nifal. Most of you will probably say, oh, I hate this guy. Well, it's because in most languages, especially English, you don't speak in passive ways, okay? Nifal is usually like the mirror of our active verbs. For example, אני אוכלת את הסandwich. I'm eating the sandwich. I'm active. I'm in the spotlight. The sandwich, luckily, is passive, okay? If I want to speak nif'al, if I want to speak in a passive way, I will take the passive thing and will put it in the spotlight. So my verb is referring to the thing that's in the spotlight and it's passive. The sandwich is being eaten by Gili. הסנדוויץ' נאכל, present tense of נפעל, על ידי, by גילי. And yes, we speak this way. I know, it's crazy. Blame the Bible for this, okay? So yalla. The general music pattern of נפעל, להי, a. להי, a. If you have any verb from נפעל you feel comfortable with, you can always lean on its music when you learn new verbs from nifal, you will be able to conjugate them immediately, leaning on its music. So lehi, it's a pattern, then you have the three root letters. Okay. Lehi sa ger, to be closed by someone else. Samech, gimel, and reish. And actually the word seger is what's going on now with the COVID-19 in Israel when everything closes and you can't go anywhere. It's called seger, from the word closed or being closed. Lehi shama. Lehi, part of the pattern, let it go. Then you have the three root letters, shin, mem, and ein, to be heard. Lehi zacher. Lehi, put it aside. Zain, chaf, and reish. Okay. So I want you to give this a try. We have our example here. Arbel is a name. Shomea, muzika. Arbel hears or is hearing music. Now let's take the music. It's passive. Let's put it in the spotlight. And our verb will refer to the music. So, hamuzika nishmat, present tense of nifal. Al yedei arbel. The music is being heard by arbel. A huge clue, whenever you need to say by, al yedei, you're in the passive group. Usually. There are exceptions, usually. So you have an active line and a passive line. I want you to take a minute to think about it. Look at the patterns. I chose Pa'al pattern. You see, you have the Lamed and the Vav. They're part of the pattern, and then you can easily know what are the three root letters. For example, Lil Mod. What are the three root letters? Lamed, Mem, and Dalet. Okay, now let's take the Lamed, Mem, and Dalet and place them in the special pattern of Nifal. So, Lehi A'e, Lehi, and then I put the Lamed, Mem, and Dalet in the same order. Lehi Lamed. What do you think this means? Lehi Lamed. Let's say you have absolutely no idea and you're so tired from overthinking about it. Okay, but you can know it's something that has to do with learning, right? So, ללמוד is to learn, אני לומדת עברית, I'm learning Hebrew. להילמד, to be learned, כן? עברית נלמדת עכשיו בוובינר הזה. I know, we do speak this way. I know it's terrible, but מה לעשות? That's the reality, okay? I want you to try our next three verbs. So you have now the passive example, להיקרא. להיקרא. Try to recognize, it's in red, the three root letters, and then try to place it in the general form of פעל, לי, או. To have the lamed and the vav, and just place the three root letters. So we have לקרוא. So most of you probably know that לקרוא is to read. So מה זה להיקרא? Even if you have absolutely no idea, no guess, you know it's all about reading. Something has to do with reading. להיקרא is to be read. So אני קוראת את הספר, I'm reading the book. הספר נקרא על ידי גילי. The book is being read by גילי. Next one, לגמור, to finish. So how would I say, is the movie over? Yeah, passive. So להיאאה, להיגמר. Same three root letters, same order, להיגמר. And להיכתב. Okay. Take the three root letters from להיכתב and place them in our active form. לי, או. And you get לכתוב, to write. להיכתב, to be written by. אז אני כותבת ספר, הספר נכתב על ידי גילי. Written by. You guys say this, right? So you do speak a bit passive. Okay, I see some of you are raising hands, asking questions. I'm so sorry, our time is so short. I'll do my best to answer all your questions at the end, and privately, no problem, we can correspond. I promise I will answer everything. Okay, whew, נפעל. Okay, he feel. Actually, he feel is the special kid, and not in a good way. He feel is active, אבל. But he's actively affecting someone else. Okay, we'll talk about it. So the general music pattern of he feel. Le, ha, I. Le, ha, I. Once again, we will review several verbs now. Try to choose one, or if you have a different one you feel really comfortable with, and always lean on its music. This is how, and I keep repeating myself, I know, אני יודעת, אני חופרת, yes. Whenever you learn a new verb from this group, you'll be able to immediately conjugate it based on the general music pattern. This is mathematics, זה עברית. Okay, le, ha, I. Of course, there are irregulars, there are changes in pronunciation sometimes. I'm sorry, I will not be able to address this here, but as I told you before, you have ways to learn about it. I'll be happy to provide with the information. Okay, so להרגיש, להרגיש, to feel. What are the three root letters here? So we have להי. We have the hey, we have the yud. So resh, gimel, and shin. רגש actually means emotion. I have deep feelings for him. יש לי רגשות. רגש, רגשות, feelings. So once again, you see that you can earn other words from a single verb. להרגיש. להתחיל, to start, to begin. Three root letters. You get this already, right? So taf, chet, and lamed. And lastly, להזמין, to order, to invite. Three root letters, zayin, mem, and nun. להזמין is so relevant these days when everything's closed. Okay, so why use this guy, he feel? Okay, so, and this is relevant for 87 and 75% of the time. They are regulars, okay? Okay, so first thing, to actively cause someone or something to do or to become something. And the second thing is to use nouns and adjectives to describe a situation or a status. Take a deep breath. It's not that complicated, and I promise. אני מבטיחה. Okay, so מבטיחה, by the way, להבטיח, כפיל, and the three root letters are bet, tet, and chet. בטח, you know this word, sure. בטח, sure, להבטיח, to promise. Okay, so see our active example. פעל, אני רוצה ללבוש את החולצה. I want to wear the shirt. Now I take the lamed bet and shin, three root letters from פעל, and I place them in my הפעיל general pattern. And I'm saying, אני רוצה להלביש את התינוק שלי. I want to actively cause my baby to become dressed or to be dressed. So in English, I would say, I wish to dress my baby. So in English, it's just a different verb, right? In Hebrew, it's the same verb with a twist. So I know it's a pain, it can be confusing, but you now know this. And you're not leaning on your memory, you're leaning on your knowledge. Let's see the second example. רחב is wide or broad. So להרחיב, I'm taking this adjective and I'm placing it in my general he-feel pattern. So what is להרחיב? To actively cause something or someone to become wide, to expand, to broaden. להרחיב. It can be physically, or I wish I could broaden this discussion. I wish I could להרחיב יותר על הפעלים, but לא היום, okay? קטן, small, so להקטין, try to guess, להקטין, to actively make or cause someone or something to become קטן, smaller, to decrease or reduce, להקטין. Okay, so remember I told you it's a good idea to bring yourself נייר and paper and a pen. Look at this table, טבלה שלנו. You have our active verbs and nouns and adjectives. And you have ifil, general pattern. You have an example here. I want you to take just 2-3 minutes to think about it, to write to yourself how to transform the active form into he feel, and then try to guess the meaning of your new verb. If it's impossible for you and you're too tired or it's too early in the morning, guys from Canada, so try to think about the environment. It's something that has to do with traveling, something has to do with eating, you know, just the environment. So take your time. You have an example, לאכול, to eat. להאכיל, to actively make someone else eat. In English, a different verb, to feed. בסדר, סבבה. Take yourself a few minutes. דקה, שתיים, okay? I'll be right back. Let me know when you're done. Maybe wave, send something. Okay. Just a minute or so. Try to think about it. Don't overthink it. Okay, some of you are marking. Sababa. Okay. Hi, Jenna. Okay. So let's try. If you didn't finish it, it's okay. It was a little time to do it. So, yalla. מוכנים, ready? So, לשמוע, to hear. לשמוע, I'm taking the shin, mem and ein, and I'm placing it in our he-feel pattern. להשמיע. להשמיע. So, לשמוע is to hear. להשמיע, to actively make someone else hear. To play. Play for someone. לזכור, to remember. לזכור, להזכיר, 3 root letters in he-feel pattern. To remind, or in other words, to actively make someone else remember. Same with לחזור, should be pronounced לחזור, but Israelis have really bad Hebrew, so don't worry about it. You can say לחזור, לחזור. It's to return or come back. So להחזיר, to actively make someone else come back or something else come back, to return. אני חוזרת הביתה, coming back home. אני מחזירה לך את הספר שלך. I'm returning your book. בסדר? Okay. What about our nouns and adjectives? Same thing. The word white, לבן. I'm taking this לבן and putting it in he-feel pattern. 3 root letters, so the 3 letters of לבן. להלבין. To actively make someone or something white. להלבין, I can say my hair is turning white. I can, in Hebrew we say להלבין את הפנים שלו, when I'm embarrassing someone and his face is turning white. להלבין את הפנים שלו. להלבין כסף, to launder. So many times if heal is being used in phrases and in slang, and when people are using it in slang as phrases, maybe you can recognize something that has to do with white. Okay, this must be a slang something. Okay, גדול, להגדיל. So you probably say, hey, but these are 4 letters. What about this vav? Why are you taking just the gimel, daled, and lamed? Well, yeah, get creative. If you had to choose just 3 words from the word gadol, it will probably be the gimel, daled, and lamed, right? So להגדיל, to actively make someone or something else bigger, to increase, to enlarge. And finally, שקט. שקט means quiet. So להשקיט, to silence or make something calm. הרבה אנשים רוצים להשקיט את המצב, את הסיטואציה במידל איסט, במזרח התיכון. לא כולם, לא כולם. Elections coming up, אבל יש אנשים שכן. להשקיט אנשים, mute, כן? אוקיי. אפשר להמשיך? אני לא יכולה שלא. שוב, שאלות, כל דבר, any question, comments, if this is too fast, please write to me, and I promise to address anything you wish. Okay. The last one, bear with me, התפעל. You're really, the last one, I promise. התפעל. He's quite weird, but he's a really nice guy and really easy to recognize. התפעל is reflexive. Or you say, okay, what reflexive means. It's usually all about being active and passive at the same time. You're the one making the things, but also being affected by it. You're included in it. Okay, let's see, בסדר. So, the general music pattern of התפעל, להתפעל. So it's very easy to hear and recognize. להיט, okay, we're in התפעל. להתפעל. Once again, אני חופרת, keep repeating myself. Choose one verb from each group. If you want me to help you choosing it, בכיף, but I'm sure you don't need my help. And keep leaning on its music whenever you hear a new verb from this group, and immediately you will be able to conjugate it. Okay, יאללה. להתחתן, to get married. So the 3 root letters, חתן is actually a groom. I think it should be להתכלה, like a bride. Okay, להתלבש. Hey, I know this lamed, bet, and sheen. I know ללבוש is to wear. So I don't know what this reflexive thing is, but I know this is about wearing things. So lehit labesh, to get dressed. Lilbosh, lamed, bet, and shin. So this is the difference between an active verb, lilbosh, to wear, and lehit labesh, to get dressed. Don't worry, we're going to practice this. Lehit kadam, to progress, to move forward. Kuf, daled, and mem, like saying, yalla, kadima, let's go. Okay. So, Matai, when are we going to use this guy? Reflexive returning action. When the person or the thing the verb refers to is doing the action, is also included in the action, either by himself or with others. לדוגמה, for example, לבשל. אני צריכה לבשל את המרק. I need to cook the soup. לבשל, PL, the nice guy. קל, I'm cooking, זהו. להתבשל, I took the betchin lamed and just placed them in the pattern of התפעל. המרק צריך להתבשל 3 שעות. So it's hard to translate it into English, but the soup needs to be cooked for 3 hours. So the soup is the subject here, but is also the thing that this entire environment action refers to. Okay. Usually, and this is a great tip, when I'm translating from English or to English, I need to use to get, to become, to be. It's just like the example, the difference between to dress and to get dressed. Okay? To accept and to get accepted. Lehit chatan, to get married. Lehit kalach, to get a shower, to take a shower. Lehit balbel, to get confused. אתם מתבלבלים? אני בטוחה, אני בטוחה. Don't worry, you can practice this. This is a conceptual review in a very little time. Our students, they learn this, they work with these working materials for a month or so. So, בסדר, לאט לאט. This is just a conceptual thing. I can send you this webinar. You can review it well or hear it while driving. Take your time. This will sink in. לא להתבלבל. Don't worry. Yalla, you're almost there. I promise. It's late. I know. I've been talking so much. You have activi guys, pa'al and PL. Try to recognize the 3 root letters and then place them in a general pattern of hit pa'el. You have your examples here. Lich tov, to write. Lehit katev, to correspond. You're writing, but you're also included in it because you're not just writing and forgetting about it. You're corresponding, you're affecting yourself. You're in this action. You're part of it. You're not just affecting it, sending it. You're back and forthing it. Okay. Okay. Chazak, strong, an adjective. So lehit chazek, to get stronger. Many times when people are starting to get closer to God, like lishmor Shabbat or eating kosher or getting more spiritual, we would say shehem mitchazkim. So lehit chazak can be mentally, but also physically. Like hu chole meod, ani mekava שהוא יתחזק. He's very sick. I hope he'll get stronger. To get stronger. Okay, a minute or two, take your time. Try to take our active verbs, identify the 3 root letters, and then place them in our general hit pa'el pattern. בסדר, you can do it. קדימה. Okay, you can raise your hands or mark when you're Almost done. Hi, Irene, just saw you here. Glad to see you. Okay. Yeah, guys, a few more minutes. You can do it. I believe in you. Okay, we're almost there. Try to recognize the three root letters and place them in our heat pile general pattern. Okay. Yalla, מוכנים? Ready? Okay, so לכתוב and להתכתב to correspond. לגלח, to shave. So, להיט and the three root letters, galach. So what's the difference between לגלח and להתגלח? אני צריכה לגלח את הזקן שלי. I need to shave my beard. Luckily, I don't have a beard. With these masks, I don't get how people with beards are breathing, אבל בסדר. אני צריכה לגלח את הזקן שלי. And I can say, אני צריכה להתגלח. No beard mentioned. I need to shave. Okay, so I'm active. And I'm also receiving the action. In the first letter, my beard receives, my virtual beard receives the action. In hitpa'el, I'm receiving the action. Okay, let's see all of them. לקבל, to accept. להתקבל, to be accepted or to get accepted. אני רוצה לקבל מתנה, I want to receive, accept a gift. אני רוצה להתקבל לאוניברסיטה. I'm applying and also affected by it. I'm the subject here, not the thing. לפנק. לפנק is used a lot in slang, in everyday Hebrew. Wow, איך הוא פינק אותי. He really, like, you can say it about people you don't even know, like the falafel shop. Wow, פינק אותי. A lot of טחינה on the top. מדהים. לפנק. להתפנק. To get pampered, to indulge oneself. אפשר לומר, אני אוהבת להתפנק. אני כל יום אוכלת שוקולד. וזה נכון, unfortunately. אני כל יום אוכלת שוקולד. Yeah, let's try this with nouns and adjectives. So we talked about חזק, חדש, new. And this is super important. להתחדש literally means to get new. So we usually use this as a reply. If someone tells you, wow, look at my new iPhone I just got. We would say, wow, תתחדש. This means like, wow, you really deserve this. Have a great time. This is so fun. Yay, good for you. I think this is a great solution because us Israelis, we're very direct. If someone will tell me, look at my new shoes, if I want to have the words to say, wow, תתחדש, יופי, מדהים, enjoy, I will probably say, oh, they're so ugly. Why did you buy them? This is us. So we need a very, I don't know, creative solutions. להתחדש is like telling someone, wow, enjoy it, you deserve this, תתחדש, להתחדש, תתחדשי, about anything. A dog, a wife, a house, a car, a new haircut. Okay. כלב, a dog. להתכלב. Well, I tried translating it into English. I wrote to sell for less when you can afford yourself more. להתכלב, yeah, it's like handling a little, and you can enjoy more. To be modest, but not for a good reason. For example, a lot of Israelis, after the army, they're traveling all around the world for endless time. They don't know if they're going to stay for 4 months, 6 months, a year. So they keep mitkalvim because they don't know if the amount of money they saved will be enough. So instead of sleeping in a hotel, they will sleep in a motel with 8 other guys. זה להתקלב. But hey, that's part of the fun, right? So, להיט, התפעל. אז מה היה לנו? מה קרה פה? אוקיי. היה לנו את האקטיבים שלנו, nice guys, נחמדים, פעל, and PL. Take one verb from each group. I keep reminding you. Keep leaning on it. נפעל, פסיבי שלנו. If you have to say bye, it's a huge clue you need to use a passive verb. הפעיל, to actively affect someone else. And התפעל, to get, to be. You're doing it, but you're also including it, affected by it. Okay. I promise we're at the end of this. בסדר. If you're too tired, you can take yourself a break, drink coffee, take a deep breathe. But if you want to do this almost one last session, test yourself, try yourself. This is the time to do so. And if you wish to send me your work and receive a recorded feedback, and once again, at the end of this webinar, I'll give you all the details. So we have פעל and PL are active guys. הפעיל, התפעל, and נפעל. I want you to take the 3 root letters and place them in each and every binyan. If you have any time remaining, maybe you can try and guess what this verb is all about. Yalla, you can do this. Okay, I promise you can do it. This exercise is a good practice for you to be able to recognize verbs even without understanding their meaning. When someone is speaking, you know it's about wearing, it's about writing, it's about eating. Okay, try and do it, even without understanding the different vocabulary here. This is not the point. Okay, raise your hands if you can. Sababa. Okay, let's take ourselves just a few more seconds. Okay. מוכנים? I know. This is a headache. כאב ראש. אבל I promise, אני מבטיחה. Once you get the concept, you will see. This will take you forward. You will feel more comfortable hearing, speaking, using. Okay. לזרום. Let it go. יאללה. למד, בית, and שין. 3 root letters all about clothes, wearing. Okay? So, ללבוש, to wear. Active, actively. הפעיל, להלביש, to actively make someone else wear, to dress. התפעל, our reflexive guy, להתלבש, to get dressed. נפעל, להילבש, the mirror of our active guys. So if ללבוש is to wear, להילבש, to be worn by someone, okay? So the spotlight with the active is the one wearing. אני לובשת את החולצה. I'm wearing the shirt, so I'm in the spotlight. The verb refers to me. להילבש. The spotlight is on the passive thing. So the shirt is being worn by Gili, and yes, we speak this way. I'm sorry. Blame the Bible for this again. Okay, so now we have lehazkir, 3 root letters, zain, kaf, and resh. Let's say this doesn't even ring a bell. You have absolutely no idea what it's all about. Try and take the zain, kaf, and resh and place them in our dear pa'al and piel, which are more familiar. And you probably know the verb lizkor, to remember. We don't have hitpa'el for this. So hifil is to actively make someone else remember, to remind. And nifal, remember the mirror. So אני זוכרת את זה. This is being remembered by me. Ken, I know it's terrible. Please keep in mind that whenever you speak, you can always, תמיד, well, there are exceptions always, אבל speak in an active way. If you feel insecure speaking in the passive, just rephrase what you want to say, put the active thing in the spotlight, and just say it in an active way. You can always do it. It's not a mistake. It's not less of a Hebrew. It's perfect. But when someone is speaking to you, or usually in a more elevated Hebrew in headlines, you will see the nif'al. You will know how to handle this, okay? You will know, okay, it's about something has to do with memory. Lilmod, to learn. Lamed, mem, and dalet, I'm placing him in hit ba'el. Lehit, lamed. Lehit lamed is like being an apprentice, like lawyers, or when you're becoming an attorney. Before doing so, you have an entire year when everyone treats you so badly and you need to work until 12 every day. So אתם בהתלמדות, אתם מתלמדים. זה לא ללמוד, to learn, it's like getting into the thing, להתלמד. להילמד, it's the mirror, the passive mirror. So אני לומדת עברית. Now let's take the passive thing, put it in the spotlight. עברית נלמדת על ידי גילי. לקשור, to tie or to connect. 3 root letters, kuf, shin, and resh. Kesher is actually a connection. להתקשר, many of you probably know this word to call someone, but it's actually to connect with someone, to create a connection. And להיקשר, to get connected. Usually passively, you didn't mean to do it. A lot of people are speaking about, or when talking about their feelings, they say, אני מאוד נקשרתי אליו, we're attached. I didn't mean to, but it happened. Okay, להיקשר. לאכול, to eat. 3 root letters, aleph, chaf, lamed, so להאכיל, to actively make someone else eat, to feed. להאכל, our passive guy, the mirror. So אני אוכלת המבורגר. Let's take the hamburger, put it, בעברית hamburger, let's put it in the spotlight. And now a verb refers to the hamburger. So hamburger in Hebrew, the hamburger. hamburger נאכל is being eaten by, על ידי, גילי. לכתוב, to write. להכתיב, to actively make someone else write. To dictate, כן? המורה, מכתיבה מילים לתלמידים. Teacher dictates words to the students. להתכתב, to correspond. And להיכתב, remember, our mirror, our passive guy, will take the passive thing and put it in the spotlight. To be written, was written by. לשמוע, to hear. להשמיע, to actively make someone else hear, to play for someone. להשתמע, now there's a little, in here we say כוכבית, like a little star. להשתמע, להסתגר, sometimes in hitpael we have a switch between the taf and the first root letter. I'm sorry, I really can't explain why. I'll be happy to do so. As I told you, we have specific courses for this kind of cases, and our students are more than welcome to ask your teachers or receive working materials about it. Okay, so להשתמע is I will get to hear you. Okay? We will hear about each other from each other. This is not the end. להשתמע. Usually people say it when they are like, okay, so I will talk to you later. נשתמע. להישמע, to be heard. להישמע. Okay, this is interesting. לאבד, to lose. לאבד. להתאבד is to commit suicide. And literally, to lose yourself. You're actively doing something and affected by it. You're losing yourself. And this is a great example about Hebrew. There are no just words. Each word has its depth, its history, its cultural roots. And I think this is quite amazing, speaking such an ancient language where you can understand a lot about how specific words can be heard or are meaningful for Hebrew speakers. So להתאבד is a very strong word, is to lose yourself. It's not just to kill yourself, it's to lose yourself. And it is vice versa, a lot of times used in slang when people want to say, I'm all in. Like, I really want this job. אני מתאבדת על זה. I'm giving it all. I'm jumping. Can? I don't care what's going to happen. I'll do everything I can. אני מתאבדת על זה. Killing myself over this. להיאבד, נפעל. The mirror of לאבד. לאבד is to lose. להיאבד, to be lost. ולסגור, to close. להסגיר, to make someone else be closed, to turn in. להסתגר, once again this switch of the taf and the samech. להסתגר זה to close yourself. עכשיו עם ה-COVID-19 או בעברית קורונה, הרבה אנשים מסתגרים בבית, closing themselves inside. Okay, להיסגר, מראה, לסגור is to close, להיסגר, to be closed by. הרבה אנשים עכשיו צריכים לסגור את החנויות שלהם. They need to close their shops. הרבה חנויות נסגרות בגלל הקורונה. A lot of shops are being closed. והמילה סגר, the three root letters, סמך, גימל, רש, is the quarantine. סגר. עכשיו בישראל אנחנו יוצאים מהסגר. We're about like starting to get out of it, but most people believe that by Hanukkah, we're gonna be back in. בסגר. A lot of people are saying, how are you? And instead of saying בסדר, we're saying בסגר. Ha 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 ha. Okay, so with verbs, 3 root letters. Super important. Take the 7 binyanim or the 5 binyanim we talked about today, choose one verb from each binyan, and then you'll always know the 3 root letters of every new verb you'll get. Try to think, where I know this 3 letters from. Is it a verb I know? Is it a noun? Is it an adjective? I know the word black, it's shachar, so why to use it in a verb? Yeah, try to understand the environment of these 3 root letters. This is what I just said. You'll be able to blend in. You'll be able to understand better what the conversations are all about. And if you try to remember now, okay, she said betach is sure. How do I say to promise? It's probably something with bet, tet, and chet, even if you can't remember. Lehavtiach, because you're leaning on your knowledge, not just on your memory, and there's a big difference. And this is the upside of the shiva binyanim. Okay, so last thing, davar achron, and it's easy to do, easy to use. If you receive this recorded webinar, you will not be able to see what I'm just sharing with the attendees. It will take just 2 minutes. So I'm sharing a small poll with you. 3 questions. I want you to try and answer them. Just the first question, if liftoch, to open. What is the meaning of lehi patach? Just try and choose your answer here. Our second question, אני רוצה something, post ארוך בפייסבוק, is it להתכתב, להכתיב, להיכתב, לכתוב? What will be the right answer here? And my last question, if לגנוב means to steal, and להגניב, to smuggle, to sneak something in, what might be the meaning of the word גנב? What are the 3 letters Gimel, Nun, and Bet stand for? Okay, you started answering, יפה מאוד. Let's give it one more try. Take your time, just a few more seconds. Don't overthink it. Okay. Kadima, this is anonymous. Don't worry about it. Give it a try. Okay. Yeah, a few more seconds. And I wish to share this with you. Your answers. Let's see. מה אתם חושבים? Okay, a few more answers are received now. Yala. 10 more seconds and we're there. Kadima. Okay. Yala. Okay. So very few of you voted. I don't know if it's because of you have technical issues, you're watching this while, I don't know, doing something else, you were shy. Okay, but I think this is quite representing the situation. We have almost 30 attendees here, so yalla. לפתוח, to open. What is the meaning of להיפתח? So we have פעל and we have נפעל, the mirror, right? So we take the passive thing and put it in the spotlight. So almost 90% of you were absolutely right. להיפתח, to be opened or open. To open yourself, well, it's not a mistake. Some people might say, אני רוצה להיפתח יותר, but again, it's passive. To open yourself, I would say לפתוח את עצמי, כן? To be opened, להיפתח. כולם מחכים שהמסעדות בתל אביב ייפתחו, will be opened, אנשים פותחים אותם, או המסעדות לא נפתחות. אוקיי. 2, I can see this is mixed. Okay. אני רוצה פוסט ארוך בפייסבוק. Okay, first option. I'm really happy none of you chose the first option because להתכתב is correspond. אני רוצה להתכתב פוסט ארוך בפייסבוק doesn't work. להכתיב, הפעיל, so להכתיב, to actively make someone else write, to dictate. Well, this can work. אני רוצה להכתיב פוסט ארוך בפייסבוק. I can say it if I'm dictating to someone else and he writes it. Okay, this is okay. להיכתב, נפעל. So, אני אקטיבית. This can't be נפעל. אני כותבת את הפוסט. הפוסט נכתב by me, על ידי. ולכן להיכתב. זה לא נכון. לכתוב. יופי. אני רוצה לכתוב פוסט ארוך בפייסבוק. אני אף פעם לא רוצה לכתוב פוסט ארוך בפייסבוק. אני לא אוהבת את זה. And 100%, לגנוב, to steal, להגניב, to smuggle. 3 root letters, ג', נ', and ב', stand for גנב. So this is an example of if you know a noun, you can guess the environment of the verbs using it. בסדר. יאללה. Okay, so, רגע, זה הסוף. This is the end. This is my email, gili@mekomihebrew.com. This is our website, Mekomi Hebrew. Please, if you have any questions, any comments, any suggestions, I'll be more than happy to read and receive them. להתכתב, to correspond with you. If you wish to receive this recorded webinar or this presentation, no problem, just let me know. If you wish to receive recorded feedback for your work done here, בכיף, אין בעיה. As previously mentioned, you can visit us in our website, see all our courses, and this is also relevant to our active students, new product, new courses starting December, addressing specific pains. So I've asked you this before. This is a request coming from our students, but we have prepositions, business Hebrew, all kinds of things that people who learn Hebrew for many years feel uncomfortable with, and we're going to solve them together and see the upside. So לראות is to see. להראות is to show, to make someone see. להיראות, to be seen. And להתראות, you know this word, it's saying goodbye, but literally it means I will get to see you. להתראות. This is not the end. In Hebrew, we don't say goodbye. We say, I will get to see you. Now you know the depth of this word. And once again, this is a very good example how you can learn about the culture and the people speaking this language. We don't say bye. Well, today we do, but להתראות. I will get to see you. Okay. I can see several questions. I'm sorry, I've talked so much. Our time is up. I promise personally to correspond להתכתב, לשלוח לכם תשובות, answers. Please let me know how was this for you. More webinars are coming up. If you wish to attend, I will send you invitations. וזהו. It's starting to be a bit windy here in Tel Aviv. Winter is coming. I'm not sure. Good luck for all of you. בהצלחה עם העברית ועם הקורונה ועם הבחירות, elections ו-global warming ומה שאתם רוצים. היה לי כיף שהצטרפתם, you joining me today. וזהו.